West championship, right? And I'm just going to ask you this, Montana University, okay. Andrew, could you see and that kid, McDowell, is actually from Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
For a bag, would you go out to Montana and play for a program like that?
Like I said, bro,
hold on, before you answer that question, buddy. Ain't no driving up there now. I'm talking about the support staff. Ain't no driving up there.
Driving.
It's like the whole family got to move up there.
Oh, it's like that.
Up to Montana. Montana is way up there.
Hey, the school, the coach is good, everything, the program's good. Come on, let's go Bob.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, you know, Andrew, I know I like, now me and Coach Cole go back and forth about this. Coach Cole likes an operator who is athletic at quarterback. I like athletic quarterbacks, right? And so immediately after the Jackson State game, your freshman year, I was a fan of Andrew Body. Had nobody at that point been able to move the football consistently against Jackson State, and that first half, you lit them up like a Christmas tree, you know, with your running and passing ability. And unfortunately, the second half, they were able to make some adjustments and kept you out the end zone the second half. So you're my guy. You're the kind of guy I like, right? But
yes, sir.
But in your mind, what style or what type of quarterback are you? Describe who Andrew Body is as a quarterback.
Y'all been on 2K before? Like how they be having them builds? I'm like a three-way scorer, if that makes sense. So I got the throwing, that's one way to score. I got the running, that's one way to score. And then my last one is like an X factor. It's called make something shake.
Now, Coach, what would you want him to use in what order of those three attributes?
I can't argue with him because that's where I got the name of my offense, the Hobo offense, from Madden. My guys that I played ball with, Donald Narcisse and Durrell Colbert and Leonard Moon, that's where they got. They said, Cole, you run that Hobo offense. I said, well, what is that? That high operated big play offense. You trying to score every time, ain't you? And that's where I got the name of my offense. You know, I look, Andrew, I would have loved to coach you. I really would have loved to coach you. And I think you would have really, really had a whole bunch of fun, you know. And, you know, I enjoyed talking with you. I enjoy seeing you play. I'm pretty sure that playing with you is a memory itself. Man, I can't say enough. Hey, I got it. One thing about him, I like a cocky quarterback.
Hey, I will say I heard a lot about you as well, Coach. I heard a lot about you as well.
It's all true, man. All of
you the GOAT.
The bad and the ugly. Hey, Andrew, I brought my shirt. Let me see if you can see it. That's the last one. Oh, is that the SWAC championship? Yeah.
I got the screenshot right in my gallery of that 2010 season.
Yeah.
Andrew, we still got time, and even if you want to take calls or whatever, we still can. We can take calls, but I want to give you a chance to make your big announcement right now, Andrew. What is the big announcement that Andrew Body has to make today?
So, hey, on my backup Instagram, my literally the name of it is AB100. So, hey, this is just letting everybody know on this show. Y'all can tell y'all granny, y'all auntie, y'all uncle, y'all cousin, y'all niece, whoever. AB back, man. AB100, he 100% healthy, bro. Hey, wherever we go, I promise y'all it's gonna be a show. I promise y'all.
So the doctor has released you 100%.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. And are
We
you
on
still
go.
training on it, or you've done really with your training and now can you just get back to working out normally?
Yes, sir. I still work out with like my trainer though, but that's just because everything going on with the school and stuff like that. The coach is really kind of out of office right now.
Right.
Hey, Coach, I wanna congratulate him, Coach. I know it's tough being injured. Watching your team, especially watching your team struggle this past season, knowing that you could have impacted the outcome of some of those games, man. And so, kind of explain to us, Andrew, what was it like being a guy who's sounds like you've been on the field for the past 5-6 years as a player. You never had to sit out much. What was it like to be on the sideline watching your team play as you recovered from your injury?
That's a great question. First off, bro, and I appreciate you congratulating me on that because that means a lot for real. It was a long time coming, but truthfully, man, it was the whole situation itself was really a blessing in disguise. First off, because just being a guy, being on the field, all you really get is action, 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 action. So being able to kind of take a step back and observe, get in like view mode. Now you're having to see everything else, outside factors, you know what I'm saying, internal factors. So, for example, at first, like my first year at TSU, like that's what I was gonna tell coach about coming out of high school and stuff. Like going into college, just truthfully, probably why I ain't end up starting my first game. Just not really just being too informed on coverages. I had to grow on that tremendously. So, kind of being able to now, okay, bet we're gonna break down the shell first, getting our pre-snap read, making it mandatory. What type of front they got? They got a dose box, they got a Uno box, you know what I'm saying? Is the corner, that he got man eyes, does he got zone eyes? He's looking inside, is he outside press, just kind of getting a lot of things that's gonna make being a quarterback easier. Truthfully, that's really what it helped me being, because being able to sit back and now you're watching somebody else in the game, and I'll get behind our quarterbacks in practices every time. I'm gonna go through the drop, I'm gonna go through the progression, and maybe not every time we throwing it to the same guy, we seeing different things. So it's like after the play, I'm gonna come say for example, Jace, hey Jace, let's chop it up. What you seen on that play? Okay, bet. Because it's like, bro, you can't just be stuck in your ways all the time. You got to be able to absorb and sponge things up from different people. You can learn from anybody. So really just taking advantage of that all the way, asking coaches literally every day, like, hey, coach, what you think I could, you know what I'm saying? What you think I could grow on? Like, what you think I should work on today? Just meeting with different coaches, getting a different understanding of defenses, meeting with my O-line coach, meeting with the linebacker coach, the DB coach. Like, it was just a blessing, bro, because a lot of people looking from the outside in, like, man, AB not playing, man. This look like da-da-da-da-da. Man, I only would have came if he's on there. Nah, like, it ain't even the point of that. Because, truthfully, this made me a better person, too. I had to learn how to put my feelings to the side besides how I feel about my situation and support my brothers on the field. Give them every power of energy that I do have, supporting them boys. Because, in a sense, if you think about it like this, like, say you're the starting quarterback of a team and you just got hurt. If you just back off and shun yourself from everybody, now you really making it hard on the team, bro, because you was just literally the captain of the team and now you didn't just disappeared compared to you. What's up, coach?
So let me ask you. So you actually just done this on your own. You weren't asked to stay around the team you just
was,
like, let me, because what we call it mental reps.
Yes, sir. Every time, gotta get them. So, like, for me, that was a big thing. I had to get mental reps every day, and really just, I came in with 75% of these players, so I got a bond with them. Like it wouldn't be fair to them if I just didn't support them, because I know dang well if I'm on the field, they gonna love on me and show the same love. So especially like my boys Jay Will, the linebacker, Mike the DN. You got
So that was your choice.
Yes, sir.
You look, Coach, I can't play, but I want to be around the program.
I am, because look, I'll probably say after the PV game, probably like a couple of days, I really kind of already felt like Doc was gonna tell me go ahead and shut it down. So like even the Rice and Toledo game, when I had dressed up, that was on me because I just really wanted to stay on my same routine.
Okay.
Hey, Coach, when you hear a quarterback, an athletic, explosive quarterback like Andrew, start talking that quarterback jargon that I don't understand, of course, that you understood, what is that, is that what you like to hear, a guy who has the skills of Andrew to start talking?
Yeah, without a doubt, because it starts there. But I go a little more deeper because first and foremost, how I was taught and the success I think I've had coaching quarterbacks is he's had to understand protection. And usually, it depends on what type of offense you're in. In my offense, a quarterback has to understand what type of protection, because some protections causes a quarterback to block the uncovered blocker with a throw. You know what I mean by that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that means if they bring in more than you can block, then he knows where the unblocked guy is coming from, and he's got to be able to get rid of the football. And that's why I'm saying about understanding protections. Coverages tell you where to go with the football. Coverage tell you what defender I'm gonna read to throw the ball off of. You know what
Yes,
I mean?
sir.
So, when the ball is snapped, to me, teaching quarterbacks, your first 3 steps or your first part of getting the football is finding the defender that you're going to throw the ball off of.
Yes,
Not
sir.
your eyes going to the receiver, to the defender. Once I hit that back foot or that whatever the drop is or whatever it is, then that defender is going to tell me right now where that ball goes.
Let me ask you this, Coach Cole, because as I listen to you, you have very specific and detailed insight in coaching quarterbacks because you were a quarterback on that level, right?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, Coach, how important it is that a quarterback is actually coached by another quarterback.
Well, it's very important, but all quarterbacks ain't taught like I was taught. You know what I'm saying? I was taught by Lionel Taylor. Who is Lionel Taylor? Lionel Taylor is the first guy to ever catch 100 passes in the AFL, and he set that record. And the record would never be broke because there's no more AFL. He would tell me that all the time. Secondly, he coached with the Pittsburgh Steelers during a run at Rocky, as you know, and this is before Andre's time, when they ran those 4 Super Bowls. He won 2 Super Bowls with the Steelers, and then he went to the Rams and played Pittsburgh twice in the Super Bowl.
Mm.
And so that was the offense that I grew up on, was the Pittsburgh Steelers with Bradshaw and Joe Gilliam and Mean Joe Green and Larry Holmes. I watched so much film about those 4. It's just instilled in my brain. And we ran the same offense. And from there, I was able to, from me playing the game and just getting better and adding on as my career took off. And I took that as a base and added on and on and on and on and on. So it was I think that's where I had my success if it weren't for him. So I know I teach sometimes a little different than some coaches. Some coaches and my man Andrew Body, being in this spread, sometimes they tell you where to throw the ball to. It's either this or this. I wasn't taught that way. I was like, this is the coverage. This is, your primary, your secondary, your third-dairy guy. Now, if all that don't work, then let's do the Andrew Body. You know, let's spin.
1, 2, 3, me.
Let's do his due. You know what I mean? But if he was playing for me and took off running, and I seen that maybe one there, two there, I'm running down the field in practice and tackling. But in the game, I'll be saying, "Go, Body, go, score." But then I'm gonna coach him up.
Yes,
say,
sir.
Maybe we should have done this, and this, because that makes you win. You know, and that's what the game is all about. You know, when I was a young coach, Body, at Tennessee State, a young offensive coordinator, we averaged over 300 yards. I broke every Ohio Valley Conference record, but we finished 4-7. And then we went to go visit Nick Saban down at LSU, and they taught me how to go back and look at what you're doing. Are you getting your ball to your playmakers? You know what I mean? I was kind of like you. I was hot Willie trips. We reversing, we running, and you know, we throwing the ball off, but we wasn't winning.
Yes, sir.
Until I learned how to run that football. You know what I mean? And mix that running that football with that throwing, we start winning. And when I look at you and I look at your career, man, I just you there. You just got to be get in the right system. You take the team wherever you want it. I believe in you 120%, man. And
I appreciate you.
Hey, if y'all want to call in and make a pitch for your school, right? Like I say, if you want to make a pitch for your school, the lines are open. Andrew's on the line.
We are the podcast agents.
If you want to call in and make a pitch to your school, if it's Montana State, if it's Jackson State, if it's Montana University, if it's
LSU, man.
Rice, LSU, Alabama, Miami of Ohio, whatever school it is, if you want to call in and make a pitch for your school, you're welcome to call in and do so. But Andrew, man, I certainly appreciate you, having this interview with us, man. It's really been a pleasure.
Pleasure's mine, for sure.
Talking to you, man, and again, and here's the this is what everybody knows, Andrew. This is what everybody knows, Andrew, is that historically, and Coach Cole can attest to this because he's a SWAC historian, as well as a former championship coach and legendary player. The team with the quarterback that plays the best usually wins the SWAC, right? With you being one of the best quarterbacks available currently in the SWAC, right? You can literally, the balance of the SWAC could definitely be swung to the school, whoever retains Andrew Body, or the school that acquires Andrew Body. Does that put a lot of pressure on you, Andrew, knowing that you literally can determine which school will play in the Celebration Bowl with your decision of what school to go to?
So as Sam, my coach used to tell me, bro, my pops just told me, quit saying, bro, let me stop. He said, pressure's that uneasy feeling when you unprepared. So I wouldn't say I feel no pressure at all, because I know wherever I go, I'm prepared. I know God prepared me for wherever he sets me in, and I know I'm gonna be ready for whatever.
We had a call. We had a call from H-Town, and let's get to it because we had him on hold. So, caller, with the last 40602, you're live on the HBCU Coaches Corner Special Edition with none other than the SWAC legend himself, Johnnie Cole. Hey, man. Hey, first, you're gonna have to pause whatever you're listening to and listen to us on the phone. All right. You need to pause that and listen and talk to us on the phone. Yeah.
Okay. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Yeah, this is a big fan of the AB. I just
What
want
up,
to say I'm
cuz?
proud of him, and I'm glad he's healthy.
Hey, let me ask you, caller, whatever school you represent, do you think y'all can win the championship with Andrew Body?
Man, I represent whatever makes Andrew happy, and I'm riding with him. We going all the way.
So you're an
Already.
Andrew Body fan.
He one of them riders.
Yeah, I'm an Andrew Body fan, man. He in H-Town.
That low-key
okay.
sound like Kim folk.
Andrew said that must be.
Yeah, I'm his big cousin. I'm just calling in to be a part of the conversation.
Well, let me ask you this, because where would you like to see Andrew?
To be honest with you, is wherever he want to go. Because to be honest, that's the way football or sports is going now. You go where you feel like you can make a difference.
That makes sense, cuz. That makes sense, man. Hey, cuz, I appreciate you calling in. Thank you, man.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right, bet.
Bye.
Yeah, Andrew. You got every school in the SWAC, their fan base has an interest in you coming to their school. One thing we know as football fans, I know as a football fan, a quarterback can change the fortunes of your team for the good and the bad. Isn't that right, Coach Cole? So,
without a doubt, man, without a doubt, I kind of. How well you and Orange? You and Orange pretty good. Orange, your tailback.
Oh, Owens, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
My dog. Rusher. And I mean the first all-time rusher in Texas Southern history. You tell him for me and for Rocky that he should have been the MVP. They shouldn't have gave the MVP to the quarterback at Florida A&M. And it wasn't even close. I think it wasn't right. And I think if you would have been healthy, it'd have been y'all 1 and 2, and maybe in the Celebration Bowl as well.
Nah, we would have.
Ain't no way you run 2,900 yards, Rob, and don't get MVP of the league.
And Scotty has pointed out this several times, and I tend to agree with it. Had there been a commitment to the running game with Ladarius Owens during Andrew's tenure as starting quarterback, the first 2 years and going into Andrew's junior year, we may not be talking about an injured, a quarterback coming off injury. Right.
Right.
I mean, I honestly had no idea that Owens was that kind of back. I didn't know that. But he obviously proved to everybody that he was like that. And so rather than Andrew and I, and this is no knock to you. This is no knock to you when I say this. You were somewhat like James Harden. When they asked James Harden, can you fit into the system? James Harden replied, I am the system. And to me, that's what, and it may be how you were coached, how you played, but you played the game in a way that you were the system when you were healthy, right? And I think you could have benefited from getting or playing in an offense that let your dynamic teammates be more involved in the outcome of the game, because obviously when you weren't there, they had to be, and on occasion they were definitely able to deliver, especially Owens.
Yeah, for sure. Man, LD. And it's crazy. It's so crazy because you'll see him do some chill stuff in practice. You'll be like, man, like that look good. Try to do that in the game.
Do you know
and then he'll get? What's up, Coach?
Go ahead. No, go. I'm sorry.
I was saying that he'll do it in the game full speed and put somebody on their back.
Do you know how long Rocky's going to take another back from Texas Southern or any other school in the SWAC to rush for 2,900 yards? That's almost 3,000 yards in a season. That's a lot of yards, man.
Yeah, that is, Coach. I mean, I don't suspect Darius Owens has any worry about that record being broken anytime soon.
Because the guy's record he broke saying that was back in 2020, 1998, something like that. And that's 20 years, man. And there's no way that kid should have got MVP. You just don't run that many yards and you're not the best back in the league. You just don't do it. And not MVP. Yeah. But that's how, if I ain't told you one thing, Andrew, tonight, that's how important winning is. The winner got the trophy, and the guy who supposed got the trophy just didn't win enough football games.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Hey, Andrew. Hey, man, you've been gracious enough to be on here with an hour and 20 minutes, and I want to thank you for being so gracious and be on here with us, man. We know you're gonna do what's in your best interest, but I know coming from me, man, I'm just glad to know that Andrew Body is back 100% healthy.
Come on. I appreciate y'all having me on here, man. It was a blessing. Truthfully, it was a blessing. Everything, man. I hope y'all have a blessed Christmas, blessed holidays, and thank y'all for having me, for real.
We gonna keep up with your career. We ain't done. I know you got a maroon and gray shirt up underneath your pretty shirt you got on now. You just make sure you keep one of them under there if we can't keep you at the.
Hey, and Andrew, after you make your decision, come back and talk to us. We really appreciate that.
Say that.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. Hey, everybody, that was Andrew Body, the TSU former starting quarterback, on with us. He was gracious enough to be on with us an hour and 20 minutes. His announcement was that he is being completely cleared. He's 100% healthy, and he's ready to resume his football career. I know, for one, as an Andrew Body fan and someone who has watched him in the SWAC, the past 2 years, man, I'm just happy to hear that. Coach, as an alumnus of TSU, how does that sound for you, for a kid who was injured very early in the season to come back healthy?
Well, fortunately, it sounds great for me, but unfortunately, he's not a Tiger right now. He's in the middle. So hopefully, we can get him back as a Tiger, because it's real important. As you said earlier in the show, as a quarterback go, as the team go. And he's one of those guys that you want to have in that spot. He can really get it done. I wish well for him as well if he has to leave Texas Southern. I wish his family well, because they big supporters of him. And we that's just what we do on our show. We support, man. We push our black men. We'll push our black women as well. And we want to just let the world know that in black college football, the field is 100 yards long and 53 yards wide, and the football is brown and it got some cow hat on it, and and we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, Coach. Like you said many times, and I kind of agree. We're in a new era of football, and the transfer portal is just part of football right now, and it's a part of HBCU football. But as you bring up HBCU football, how important is it to you that a kid like Andrew Body, a dynamic athlete like Andrew Body, how important that it is that a HBCU retains his, continue his talent at an HBCU?
Well, it's very important. I mean, we got 20 HBCU schools. I'm pretty sure somebody needs that type of talent. And what they need to do is really, really think about, what they have, and if he can come in and fit in and make things happen.
Hey, Coach, we have Emmett Jones has a question for you. Coach Cole, your thoughts on Mickey Josephs and Grambling?
I think Grambling made a swift, really thought about what they needed as a head football coach. I think Mickey Joseph was a great pick. Why? He's a Louisiana guy. He's a heck of a recruiter. He owns New Orleans. He's got 5 wide receivers in the NFL right now that went through LSU that he recruited. He's coached on the HBCU realm, and he started off at Alabama State under my tutelage. He's been a head coach at Langston. He was on championship teams at Grambling under Coach Fobbs. He's been an interim head football coach at the University of Nebraska. He comes from a football family. He has a brother that's coaching in the pros, been a head coach at the Broncos, defense coordinator at several other places. I mean, he's a Louisiana stud, a high school player. I don't think you could go no better. You know what I mean? I think he checks all the boxes. So I'm looking forward to them being exciting. I'm looking forward to them to own New Orleans. I'm looking forward to them, I hate to say it to Terrence Graves, to out-recruit Southern University in the New Orleans area. Because New Orleans, really, who wins that Bayou Classic is who recruits the best in Louisiana. And with Mickey Joseph leading the charge and being a hometown boy and went to school and have coached some of the guys that are now coaches, Grambling is going to be Foch Dibs. I look for big things from him.
Coach, what we have another. Coach Joseph said at his press conference, and this is where Y'all Talk gets this from, that he's going to do 85% high school and 50% transfers. He says, "I like that, Coach." What do you respond to that? As a guy, 85% high schoolers, 15% transfer portal.
Well, sometimes you say, the sky is blue outside, but when the clouds roll in and start raining, it's great. That's sometimes probably what he wants to do. And I think at this point in time, in this time of portal, because so many of these class guys get into the portal, older guys get in the portal, it's become saturated. So what happens? Then you start, some of those 5-star athletes start getting overlooked out of high school and showing up some of them 4-stars. And if you really go back and look at recruiting, 4 stars and sometimes 3 stars in a group are better than the 5 stars because they come in a little bit hungrier. 5-star guys come in thinking they're there, they've arrived. But those 4 and 3 come in with a chip on their shoulder. So I think it's a good plan. He's recruited for the best. And if that's what he thinks and that's what he feels, he's always can adjust that. But I think it's a winning formula. Who was that just said?
No. It looked like we have EA is going at one of our other followers talking about, why are you compelled to visit other HBCU platforms other than Jackson State? Help me understand that. Everybody wants to be entertained, EA. We welcome everybody to this platform, even those Jackson State loyalists, right? And the fact of the matter, if I was Jackson State, I would have tuned in to see what his announcement was as well. So, again, I don't have any problem with Jackson State coming in or anybody else.
Well, I promise you, we will get TC Taylor on our show, but he forgot that. See, I had my man Flea, coach, where he's at Colorado now. I had Flea on the show when he was at Jackson State under
Coach Prime.
Sanders. So, hey, we definitely got to get TC Taylor on the show, Coach.
No doubt. Hey, Coach, I know we're broadcasting this on the off script, but I definitely want to make sure that that our followers and our viewers get a chance to subscribe to our channel, Coach, because we have a lot of amazing content as well. And I'm gonna put the link. I'm gonna put the link at the bottom so that we can, we could use for our hard work, getting all, getting those coaches, getting guys like Mickey Joseph and Terrence Graves and Trey Oliver. Hit the link and subscribe to our channel. We're being simulcast on both off script as well as our channel. So go ahead and go to our channel and subscribe as well. We'd love to have you. Coach, we didn't plan this show, did we, Coach? This came out of nowhere for us. But when you got an opportunity to interview a guy like Andrew Body and he tells us when he's available, we do what we have to do to bring this kind of content. And I know I personally appreciate you, Coach, making time out to taking time out to be available so we could do this interview and interview this young man.
Well, one of the things Rocky will do and probably in January is bring Rudy Johnson, who's the CEO of the Neighborhood Association in the state of California. He's over 800 employees, and his sidekick Stedman Graham. Yeah, the Stedman Graham that is married to Oprah Winfrey. They too run a nonprofit organization, and they go around and talk like we talk about HBCUs. So we're in the middle of trying to find a date and a time that we can bring them on and talk about some of the problems and issues that HBCU have and some of the problems that HBCU can fix. So I'm looking forward to that. And Stedman has wrote several books. Rudy is, of course, a CEO and also a HBCU graduate, and they traveling around now from city to city and actually giving speeches and stuff on how we can better ourselves as Black people.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna ask everybody in the chat. We got well over 150 some people viewing this stream, and I'd like to know, what school do you guys support? Can you put the school that you support in the chat? Because I just because I'd like to know. We all know Coach Cole is a TSU guy. My daughter attends Prairie View. But we follow the entire SWAC. FAMU, Grambling. We got Jackson State. We got Jackson State in here. Oh man, we got Alabama A&M, South Carolina State.
Can you show them?
FAMU, huh? Oh yeah, I can.
Okay.
We got a lot of FAMU in here, man. Lots of FAMU. Let me see. PV, Jackson State all day. Grambling, more FAMU. Alabama A&M, Bulldogs.
Henry.
We haven't seen any Alabama State in here, Coach. That's one of the schools that
no Bama State, no Alcorn.
We got some TSU in here, Coach.
Oh. There we go. The corn.
All corn, Coach. You better not say Alcorn. It's all corn.
All corn. Them Jags I see.
Yeah.
Off script.
Alabama State in the building. Ezra Kelly. We got one Alabama State guy in there. FSU. All right, FSU is fine. We like power. We like Power 5 football too. All right. Edward he got a Southern University, SWAC at HBCUs, man. That's what this is all. That's what this platform is all about. It's a way for us to all get together and talk about things that are important to us. There's plenty of shows out there talking about FBS football, talking about Power Fives and all that. There's not a lot of places where we can get together and share our passion for HBCU football, and with the audience that Off Script is built, and the audience that we're building. Coach, we're going to have a platform to continue to do this, talk about HBCU sports from years to come.
We got to come up with an ideal, guys, how we can get us to donate money. We all got to donate some money. I know, I've been thinking $5, $10 a month, where they draw it out your check to whatever school you want to get. I think that man, that would go a long, long way, But I know these schools, these presidents and everything, we got to do right by the money, and we got to put it in the right places. And it seems like that we need to put it in athletics. That's been the bicycle for Black folks, man, since Jesse Owens, out of Russia won 100, back in 1936. But he come back to America to not even walk through the front door of getting the award, and he had to come through the back. But athletics has been that, man. And I'm sorry that you weren't athletic or born athletic. It's been that, and it can take our schools to the next level.
I know, Coach, for a lot of us, without athletics, we wouldn't have had a vehicle to obtain an education and be where we are today. And athletics has provided a lot of people with opportunities otherwise they would not have, Coach. And again, I think athletics is the front porch of your institution or your organization, meaning that they're going to know you by how well your football team, basketball team does. That's the greatest marketing arm that a school can possess, is their athletic department.
It's 1, 2, 3. It's football, men's basketball, women's basketball, and then track. That's it. However you want to spin it. But Jeremy Miles, I want to see AB back in Texas Southern. But man, we got to get Black folk to donate 5, 10, whatever they can donate. You get 100,000 people give $5. What is that? 500,000, ain't it?
Yeah.
And that's all you got to do. You give, and that's the way we got to look at it.
Well, 1,000 people give $5. That's 50,000. That's 5 people. If 10,000 people give $5, I think that's $100,000.
And then when you move it to a month, you know what I mean? When you move it to a month, $5 and $1,000 a graduate. That's 50,000, right?
Yeah.
That's a month. And you get at a month. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
That's how easy it is. But here's how, this is the reason, is because we don't trust. And here's the reason, Rock, we have a reason not to trust. You see what I'm saying?
As you say that, Coach, Eye of the Watcher says Texas Southern need to get a coach first. And I think he was responding to your notes. And that's one of the things that makes it hard for some people to trust HBCUs, because like in the TSU situation, I think there was a timeline given and they haven't been held. Hasn't held up to that timeline. How long has it been since they've been a coach? Coach, they let the coach go the week before Thanksgiving, if I'm not mistaken. And now it's December 23rd, Coach, and TSU still doesn't have a coach.
I got 2 words. No comment.
Well, Coach, I know a guy who won the SWAC at TSU. Currently, at this time we speak now, he's available. That may not be the situation next week or the week after. But I'm just saying, there's a guy who won the SWAC in 2010 at TSU in a place that it hadn't been done in how many years, Coach?
It's over 50 now. Over 50. 68 and 23 is what?
a long time.
Yeah.
You know, so again, Coach, if they're serious, like I always say, Coach, if TSU is serious about winning, there's only one name they should call, Coach. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, and it's not Ed Reed, and it's not Andre Johnson. It's somebody who has already done it, and it would be Johnnie Cole. So that's just my 2 cents, Coach.
Yeah.
But again, you know, there's only one man who's done it, Coach. You got Craig Hall saying, bring. Hey, Coach, I think you could solve that Andrew Body situation they got now, Coach. Yeah, I think you can solve that Andrew Body situation, man. Hey, Coach, but hey, we've been on here long enough, man. I want to appreciate y'all hanging here with us. Coach, take us out.
Man, Merry Christmas. I want everybody to have a happy New Year. Black folks, love each other, man. Make your New Year's resolution that I'm going to be nice and I'm going to support Black businesses and Black people. And I'm going to make sure that anybody I fell out with, go make up with them, you know. And, you know, this has been a glorious year for all of us. And if just not getting up in the morning is enough, having a car to drive, and if you don't have one, making sure that you got a roof over your head, you might be living with somebody or whatever, appreciate that. But if those things are just not enough, yes, sir.
We got Coach Pep on the line. We got to let Coach Pep have something to say before you take us out. I hope you don't mind. Coach Pep is a special guy to the show. Coach Pep, you're live on the air.
Yeah, Johnny.
Yes.
I want to know what school you think gonna be the sourest for Texas Southern, Alcorn, Southern for hiring the coach too fast, and Alcorn for letting Fred McNair go, and Texas Southern not hiring him. And if Southern would have waited a little bit longer, they could have had Fred McNair. I want to know your opinion on it because I think they did some underhanded with Fred McNair over there at Alcorn. And if the coach leave there at Alcorn, you can tell it was the coach of the administration. And if they lose, it was the administration. If they win, it was the coach. Because I think they had already planned this out. Because I can't see you winning the SWAC numerous of times and then Celebration Bowl numerous of times, and they ready to get rid of you. I want to hear your opinion.
All right, hey Coach Pep, thank you for calling. I'll log off. I'll let you go, and then and Coach is gonna answer.
Well, I think, and I'm not saying each team would lose, but I think it's been a lose when you look at the numbers. When you look at the numbers, you know, Southern University, as much as I think Terrence Graves is prepared for the job, you know, I don't know where, when you get rid of the head coach, you turn around and hire the assistant. And that's supposed to bring fire and to the program. I don't know, but we'll see. But this is nothing on Terrence Graves because, you know, he should be ready and he should be prepared. You know, we know the background and the people he's worked for, Pete Richardson and championships. So when you look at it that way, you would think, oh man, I mean, really, is this going to be a win-win for Southern? So we'll see. of course, Fred McNair and Alcorn and Texas Southern, through our resources, Alcorn wasn't really just overwhelmed with Fred. I think he started falling off late in the game, but they showed their support with him when they found out that Texas Southern wanted him. I think they upped their money for him. You know what I mean? And up some years. Maybe it wasn't where he was, but I think they showed earlier that hey Fred, we want you here. We appreciate you. Of course, Alcorn and Texas Southern, you talking about gold and food's gold. Texas Southern has always had money, And so on the Texas Southern end, I think we kind of waited too long, and hopefully we can fix this issue, fix this problem, whatever Texas Southern and administrators decide to do, So that's a lose-lose for Texas Southern because they don't have nobody in place. And now Alcorn has taken a guy, that defensive back coach, but he's alum of the university. So, in that aspect, you actually taking a guy as assistant coach from a winning program and moving him. I think that's the way you do that. You know what I mean? So what he has to do, the gun's already loaded. All he got to do is squeeze it, tweak it a little bit. But if he goes in there and make a wholesale change, then, we'll see. So when you look at it, loss at Texas Southern because we don't have a coach. Recruiting is going on. Win for Alcorn because, okay, yeah, they got rid of Fred, but then they hired a guy that was on his staff and on a winning staff. And lose for Texas Southern because you weren't satisfied with the head coach. We didn't win as a team, but yet you hired one of the assistants. But again, all that is just numbers. All that is about what it looks like. The grind is on, and everybody is on the clock.
Hey, who's that with you, Coach?
Man, this is my youngest son. He's 11 years old. When is his birthday is 12/12/12. He actually turned 11 today.
Today?
Yeah.
Not today.
And this is my youngest
2
son.
weeks ago.
This year.
And
This year. We did a show on your birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. You turned 11, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so
next year it'll be 12/12/12/12.
12. Yeah. At 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
But he's a smart kid. He goes to a private school where is a
performing
arts
and
dual
language.
What languages?
Spanish and Chinese.
And he was the leading role of last year's play in the Jungle Book.
Yeah.
And then this year you are in the play. And
I am in the play.
And what's the play? What's the name of the play?
I don't know. Not this time. I won't say that out loud.
What?
Not this time.
Well, I know. What's the name of the play that you're in?
Frozen.
It's called Frozen. And he's also in that play. And he does other plays on the side as well.
Does he sing also, Coach?
We're getting there.
I sing. I sing.
He sings. Tell him what instrument you play.
Oh, I play the viola.
The viola. Yeah. So this is my Denzel Washington. And
I'm in art.
He's in art. He started his own art club as well.
That also happened.
So
I'm a dual everything.
Yeah. You everything. You sound like you're a super smart young man. And continue on that path, and maybe someday you'll be great as your father, man.
He gonna be just as good as of what he wants to do with his life that I was as a football coach, but better than me.
I like this. I like this.
Hey, Coach, take us out with Carter.
Hey, man, look, Merry Christmas, everybody. And like I said, man, just getting up in the morning, having a house to get up to. It didn't rain on me. I got a job to go to, and if you don't, every day you get up, you get a chance to do it over and over. God is so great. He gives you so much grace. He is so good to you. Always, if you feel yourself at the end of the road, tie a knot, pray to God, and hold on tight, because ain't nobody bad like you.
Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know. Today, it's Monday, March 18th, 2024. Number 1, Vice President Kamala Harris made history last week as the first U.S. president or vice president in office to visit a woman's clinic that provides abortion services in the U.S. In 2013, President Obama made history by addressing Planned Parenthood, but the vice president said she wanted to uplift the work of medical personnel she met during her visit to Minnesota. It's only right and fair, she told the press, that people have access to the health care they need. Number 2, the case against former President Donald Trump related to election interference in the 2020 presidential contest in Georgia can continue under the direction of Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. That decision, written by Judge Scott McAfee, determined that D.A. Willis should not be disqualified from the case brought by Donald Trump's co-defendant, Michael Ronan. But he did say one or the other had to resign, D.A. Willis or special prosecutor Nathan Wade. Although he did not find a conflict of interest, there were, in the judge's opinion, questions about whether Willis and Wade were truthful in their testimony, thus giving an appearance of impropriety. Nathan Wade resigned Friday afternoon. Number 3, Life's Essential 8 are the key measures for improving and maintaining cardiovascular health as defined by the American Heart Association. Understanding how many calories you take in and your activity level can help you identify changes you want to make. To lose weight, you need to burn more calories than you eat. Reduce calories by keeping track of what and how much you're eating can help you know whether you're eating out of habit, stress, or boredom instead of real hunger. Read more about it in today's newsletter. Number 4, a black woman by the name of Cathay Williams was the first woman to serve in the armed forces in the 1860s, soon after the Civil War. She was the first black woman to enlist in the U.S. Army and the only documented female to serve with the Buffalo Soldiers. Williams was born in 1844 in Independence, Missouri. Though her father was a free man, her mother was enslaved, which made Cathay enslaved, and she worked on a plantation in Jefferson City. Teaching black history is an essential part of American history. Electing ideal political officials will preserve this in states like Florida. So as our social justice contributor Coy Malone says, go vote. Number 5, for those of the Christian faith, the Trinity is one God in 3 persons, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. All 3 persons make up the one God, and one cannot exist without the other. Some may ask, is one person more powerful than the other? And that answer is no. The Bible is clear that all 3 persons are each 100% God. The Father, Son, and Holy Spirit are all fully God, all by themselves. Read more about the Trinity in today's newsletter. Here's your daily inspiration from Yogi's Jewels. Maintaining good health is essential for leading a fulfilling and productive life. Join me today live on YouTube and Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central with our social justice contributor, Coy Malone, and famed attorney, C.K. Hoffler, as we discuss today's top headlines and more. Thank you to our What You Need to Know partners, the American Heart Association and Black Health Matters. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed.
Hey, my name is Danny Wilson, and I won $500 on the lunch break with A.J. Jones.
BS3 Network, changing the way you watch TV.